So if you don't already know me, I'm Jade Laws, and I have personally done email marketing for the last 8 years and personally been responsible for over $400 million in attributed revenue for dozens of different e-commerce brands across multiple industries and multiple niches. I've been responsible for creating emails like this one, this one, this one, and this one, and getting results like this, and this. And my promise to you is that by the end of this video, you're going to know the exact email marketing strategy that works in 2026, and not only email, but retention in general, because this is going to change the game for making sure that you're way more profitable and you make way more revenue without needing to spend more on ads. And as a result, your CAC, your CAC for ads, is actually going to decrease. So pay attention. Now, what is the number one thing that you need and you're probably spending a ton of money on already? It's ads. And the way that the top brands are running ads is completely different to how you probably are. So let's take a look at what they're actually doing. So let's take Grunz as the main example. It's a brand that just sold for $1.2 billion. And the way they were able to do that was primarily the amount of acquisition they got. And the way that they did that was by running multiple ads targeted to different pain points. So for example, ads for gut health, ads for weight loss. And what they did is they sent them to very specific landing pages that matched the pain point. And from there, the key to this is the fact that they ran sign-up forms that were specific to that pain point. So they captured all of the traffic instead of just relying on their paid ads to work. And when you take a look at some of the top brands like AG1, Magic Mind, Grunz, what do you notice about all of them, including IM8? Take a look at this. Their offers are incredibly strong. And what that allows is it allows to attract and attach that audience to a list so that it is owned. Instead of just renting a ton of traffic from ads and never actually capturing them, you're just relying on your 2.2 or 2.4% conversion rate on Shopify. Instead of doing that, you want to rely on the retention system to capture the remaining audience. And the way brands are doing this is obviously with that strong offer that I just spoke about, where they offer either free gifts or something absurd like 52% off or 58% off your first purchase. And that's how they get you. And the way they do that is with a very specific sign-up form. And that sign-up form is a full page and it gives you micro commitments. This is the key of what is working to get all of those customers onto a list. So the way that it looks is like this one, where step number one is put the offer in front of them and make a micro commitment. Make sure that they choose their interest. So is their interest gut health? Is it bloating? Is it weight loss? Whatever it is, they then select that interest and then they go to the next step to unlock that offer. And it's a no-brainer offer, so you want to go through all of this. And it seems easy enough. Just choose your interest, you're going to get the offer. That's step number one. Step number two, just give us your email. We're going to send you over that offer. Easy enough, you put in your email. Then step number three is SMS. Fine, I'm already halfway through, I may as well give that over. And then the last page is the success page where you then are presented with that code. That's what the top brands are doing because micro commitments are way easier. And what a lot of brands make the mistake of doing is attaching all of these questions onto the first page. So they're giving a week offer, number one, like something like 20% off. And then number two, they're asking for an email, a name, and a phone number all on the one page. Whereas if you have these micro commitments, the mentality is, well, this is easy enough. And by the third step, you're like, well, I'm far enough in here. I may as well give over the rest of my information. And that is going to jump your sign-up form submissions all the way from 5% averages to around 12% averages. You should have an average of 10 to 16% submissions if you're doing the right thing. Then from there, you probably think that the next step is optimizing for the welcome flow. That's not incorrect, but the number one thing that you want to do is optimize for abandoned carts and abandoned checkouts, and here's exactly how. The mistake that most brands make right now for abandoned carts and abandoned checkouts is making it seem like they have just left something behind. You know that typical email that gets sent out that says, hey, you forgot something, come back and get it. They're not forgetting anything. What actually happened is they didn't trust you enough. They didn't like the pricing. The shipping times and the shipping costs were unappealing. And on top of that, they just don't know you well enough. And so you saying, hey, you forgot something behind, targets none of those pain points. So here's what you should actually be doing. Email number 1 should be going around 30 minutes after they abandon. And what this email needs to be is dynamically immediately show exactly what they left behind. And the psychological trick that you should be using is by saying, complete your order. So what it sounds like is the team is in the back already packing their order, and it kind of adds this urgency. It makes it seem like you're inconveniencing a company if you don't complete your purchase. So that's step number 1. Complete your order instead of you forgot about this. And on top of that, what you want to do is show their product, and right underneath it, show dynamically pulled reviews. This is what we do for all of our clients, and our abandoned cart to checkout went up 42%, which is insane. So what you need to do is make sure you have the complete your order, show the pain point of trust by putting in reviews related to that product they took a look at. And then the last step as well is you don't want to show any other products and distract them. What you actually want to do is you want to talk about shipping times and shipping costs. You want to make it seem like the most appealing offer and result in basically mitigating all of their pain points. That's what you want to do. So that's the abandoned cart and the abandoned checkout. And the secret strategy that the top brands are using is they're sending different messaging to every single customer depending on how many times they've been through this process. You should not be giving a discount code to someone that has previously abandoned a cart or a checkout. They've already gotten this hook. They know the deal. And so what you're teaching your customers is to rely on discounting. We don't want to do that. We want to make it a no-brainer that they've abandoned. We want to reverse that, and that's the key. Now, another secret hack that the top brands are using that you're probably not is they're sending a plain text email from the founder as email number 2. That is a personal reach out, basically from the founder saying, hey, I did notice that you took a look at something that's actually one of our best sellers. I appreciate you taking a look. And candidly, I'm going to give you a blatant bribe to come back and try it out with this free shipping. I know that you were concerned about maybe price. People are concerned about whether they'll get the benefits. So I can tell you from personal experience, I'm willing to bet on this and bribe you to try the product because I'm that sure that you'll enjoy it. That email is going to crush it for you. So now suddenly you have ads running to a specific page that is attracting high quality buyers. You're then able to attract and keep way more of those customers rather than relying on your 2.2% conversion rate on Shopify because you're capturing all of them and showing them very specific messaging. That's number 2. And number 3, now that you have all those customers' information, you can send them abandonment emails to recover a ton of the attention that didn't convert from ads. And this being dialed in is what's going to mitigate and lower your CAC in your ad funnel. So overall, it's this overall cycle that actually increases your conversion rates. Now, the next step is, what if someone does place an order? Well, this is where most brands go wrong. They are not optimizing for the second conversion. So the issue here is you probably do send them a shipping update. You're telling them, hey, thanks for your order. It's on its way. That is a weak email response. What you should be doing is trying to guarantee, number 1, that they will come back and purchase again. And number 2, they will spend more the next time that they purchase. And so this is what we notice in hundreds and hundreds of brands that we worked with. The number 1 fault in all of their backends is their post-purchase flow. And I guarantee you now, go into your backend of Klaviyo, OmniSend, whatever you're using, and create this segment. Create a segment of people that have only ever purchased once, and then create another segment of people that have placed an order at least twice. Compare them to each other. I can guarantee that the pendulum is going to swing way more towards people that have only ever placed an order once, and this is the signal of weakness in your post-purchase flow. And the way to fix it is simple. Number 1, in your first email, send a plain text email from the founder. Make it seem super personal, super grateful that they are purchasing from you. Let them know that they can track their order within that email, and make sure that it looks personally written. It should not be AI slop. From there, email number 2 is going to be a guideline on how to use the product. So what you're doing is you're walking them through exactly how to use the product correctly, and you're making sure that they know how to do it so that they are more likely to purchase again because they have exceptional experience. Because what is the one thing and the one reason why people don't purchase from you again? It's because number 1, they had no results from the product they purchased from you. Or number 2, they didn't even know how to use it correctly to begin with. So their perception of the product is just terrible because they didn't get results, but not because the product is bad, because their experience was bad. And the third thing that ties into that is they never had exceptional relationship with the brand anyway. And so you're trying to counter all of those. You're trying to send a plain text email to draw them into the brand and show some culture so they buy into it as a cult-like following. Then email number 2, a guideline, whether that's a dosage guide, a styling guide, or what to pair with it. Now they know, oh shoot, I have a little bit of a guideline. I understand how to use the product. Let's see. Email number 3 should be setting expectations. How long should they be using this product before they see results? How long should they be wearing this product before they have to do certain things? Maybe it's a clothing piece. How do they wash it? How is the best way to look after that piece? How do they style it? This is what you should be thinking about. And then, only then do you want to start sending emails about, hey, you've used this product for a while. You should be seeing results. Here's what to pair with it. Here's what goes well with it. Here's what other customers are buying from it. You're trying to remove all of the buyer's remorse of them buying your product and guaranteeing that they have the most exceptional experience with you, that they will place an order again. But this time, you're trying to show them what they should be buying instead, or on top of what they already got. And that is what's going to differentiate you and make sure that you do suddenly have higher retention of your customers. And again, what do you get? You get higher LTV, which therefore makes you more profitable and allows you to spend more on ads and scale more profitably. And that's what the big dogs are doing. So you want to take all of this process, and the last email in this is you want to make sure that they either subscribe and save or that they refill their order. So you're going to do a refill reminder. The key with this flow is you want to send all of these emails that I just mentioned to your first-time customers. To second-time customers, you want to aggressively push a subscribe and save if that's an offer that you have, or you want to aggressively push cross-sells and upsells and reviews. That's what you want to do on the second purchase. On the third purchase, you want to push them to a VIP. You want to push them towards store credits so they will spend more next time and try other products. And you also want to push them towards loyalty and, again, subscription. That's the best layout for how to guarantee that your clients and customers are going to come back. Now, let's talk about what you actually need to have in place for that to happen outside of the flows. You need good segmentation. And that's the 5th point that most brands are doing incorrectly. And why I say that is because I can guarantee if you go into your backend right now, the most likely sends that you're doing is to 120-day engaged. Now, that's not terrible. But what you should be doing instead is you should not be segmenting based on customer behavior, contrary to popular belief, and you should not be segmenting to only engaged. That's good for deliverability, but it's not good for actual, real, tangible results. So what should you be doing instead? It's simple. Number 1, create a segment of people that have only ever purchased once, never again. We just spoke about this because you're going to send very categorized campaigns to them as well outside of the flows. Second thing you want to do, create a segment of repeat purchases. They've purchased at least once over all time and more than twice or more. Then you want to create a segment of people that are engaged over the last 180 days and then duplicate that segment and create a definition of it where it's engaged 180 days but have never purchased once over all time. So these are people that are actively paying attention to what you're sending, but they haven't actually placed an order. And the last segment you want to create is anyone that has purchased from you before but hasn't purchased from you again in the last, let's call it 90 days. Those are lapsed customers. Now, the reason we want those segments is because as much as agencies will hate me for saying this because it adds more work onto their plates, you should be sending different emails to every single segment. So your repeat purchases, what is the goal? It's not to break your margins there. They are the ones that are actually carrying most of your margins. So your goal with repeat purchases is not to discount them. It's actually to send them emails that will increase their AOV, cross-sell and upsell, and make sure they're more likely to subscribe and save. That's all you're sending to your repeat customers. To your one-time buyers, you're trying to educate them a ton on your other products. You're trying to test offers on them to see what actually draws them in and where the weaknesses are. So is it a free shipping? Is it a tiered sale? Is it $1 off? Then that will tell you the symptoms of why they're not a repeat purchaser yet. So that's number 2. The repeat purchases and the non-buyers. So anyone that is a one-time buyer, you want to make sure that you turn them into a repeat purchaser. The only way to do that is educate them, cross-sell them, and make sure they have really tangible offers. Then you have your Engage 180 that haven't purchased before. What you want to do with these customers is, again, you want to run offers to them. You want to try to figure out what are the most likely campaigns to convert them. Is it a product showcase? Is it a plain text email? Is it a huge showcase of whatever it is? That's what you need to be sending to them. Test offers to see what does convert them. And then from these offers, what you can do is you can take the winning offers that you test on this audience, and you should use them on your lapsed customers. It is the most likely chance to convert them as well. So now you have this really working strategy in place that is encompassing of every audience that you have. And so your Engaged 180, you should do general sends to them probably, let's call it once a week or so. These people are going to carry your deliverability, but also going to generate the most amount of revenue for you, of course. So don't neglect it, but try and make sure that your strategy is all encompassing on those other segments. Then lastly, what are you actually sending and how are you sending it? It's simple. The top brands in the entire world that are doing retention marketing are sending a minimum of 3 to 4 emails every single week. And what they're doing is they're breaking it up. They have one recurring newsletter or recipe email that they're sending weekly that stands as a static send that the audience can look forward to. Like I said, they have a recipe email that goes out once a week. Breeze, recipe email. Other brands have newsletters that are a little bit old school. These are incredible, and this you need to keep. So think of a newsletter once a week. The second thing you have to be sending is plain text emails as often as you can in between the graphic emails. Reason being, these will outbeat any graphic email because we're in the era of AI. And what that means is people are sick and tired of AI slop and all of the high graphic emails. Best way to cut between that is to send a plain text email that looks like it's written from the founder as opposed to ChatGPT. This will work, trust me. The third thing you want to send is educational campaigns that explain the product in a unique way. Like this email that we did for Breeze, where you can see that we turned it into a Tinder showcase, where it's not just a product highlight. It is something interesting that the audience has seen before and they want to pay attention to. And lastly, you want to make sure that you are sending sales and promos, but you're testing offers. So don't just send a 20% off site-wide for the sake of it. What you should be doing is you should be testing a different offer every single month leading up to Black Friday, so you have a set strategy. Because what that will show you is maybe you test $1 off versus a percentage off versus a tiered sale versus a BOGO versus a free shipping. Those are all different offers you can test. And what happens when you find the winner, you can reuse that in the periods where you really need to increase sales, or a Black Friday period to prove that you're using the best offer. Because I promise you, contrary to popular belief, a site-wide percentage sale is not the best that you can do. Trust me. So that is the exact strategy of what's working in 2026. It's simple, it's to the point, you need to be optimizing for these things, and now suddenly you have a blatant bribe that you can easily use to increase your revenue. Now, all I'm going to ask of you is, because now I've given you the full blueprint that we use for our clients, you can probably hear that we know a ton about what we're talking about. So my ask to you is, now that I've bribed you, I want to get on a call with you. Go down below, book in a call. We would love to have a conversation with you and take the revenue from your brand, increase it substantially. And the best part is we do not work with you unless we have a guarantee in place. So no matter what, you're protected. So go down below, book in that call. We would love to speak to you, and I'll see you there.